Deeds, not words. Sir James Knott and 100 years of his remarkable philanthropic legacy. 100 years ago, a small group of chosen individuals gathered in the St Helier offices of a leading Jersey law firm. They had been convened by one man for a singular and historically significant purpose. In July 1924, Samurai Investments Limited, which is now one of Jersey's most important charitable funders, came into existence. The man responsible for forming what would become the Sir James Knott Trust had been born in humble circumstances on Tyneside 69 years earlier. Through hard work and boundless ambition, James Knott raised himself to become one of the North East's wealthiest and most influential ship owners. By the 20th century's start, his renowned Prince Line owned and operated an impressive fleet of ocean-going vessels, transporting people and cargoes across the world. Two sons, James Leadbitter and Henry Basil, joined their father's business as clearly intended successors and foundation for a future Knott shipping dynasty. Yet tragic circumstances conspired to ruin family aspirations, as both were killed in the First World War. Naturally devastated, Sir James, he was made baronet in 1917, declared he would gladly give all his wealth to have his boys back. Yet if money could not return meaning to his life, he decided, it could have a meaningful impact on the lives of others. With this in mind, he moved to Jersey and bought Samurai Manor in 1924. Now a seigneur, Sir James formed a company in the island, endowing it with his wealth and creating a trust to carry out his philanthropic wishes in perpetuity. These were for his money to be used for supporting charitable causes in Jersey and the North East. During his remaining years, Sir James busied himself with renovations and enhancements at Samurai Manor, including the creation of magnificent ornate gardens and spending time cruising in the Mediterranean on his beautiful motor yacht. Commemorating his lost sons also featured strongly. This included constructing the magnificent memorial church of St James and St Basil's in Fenham, near Newcastle, in 1931. After his first wife Margaret died in 1929, Sir James remarried to Elizabeth Gauntlet and enjoyed his remaining years in her company. She became a young widow and owner of Samurai Manor upon his death in June 1934. With Sir James's passing, a small group of friends and acquaintances became directors of Samurai Investments and trustees of the Sir James Knott Trust. Guided by their founder's written expectations, they made donations to numerous charitable causes in both the island and the North East. Among these were ex-servicemen's organisations, orphanages, nursing charities and educational establishments. In Jersey, early recipients included the Salvation Army, the Jersey District Nursing Association, the Jersey Blind Society, and a fund for the poor of St Clement. The trustees also carefully oversaw the investment of Sir James's wealth to maintain and grow the trust fund for generating a perpetual source of money for future charitable donations. During this period, they further decided to substantially contribute to easing poverty and poor living conditions on Tyneside. In the late 1930s, Knott Trust constructed a modern nursery, youth club facilities, and a huge 5-storey housing development at Tynemouth, prominently situated on a high bluff overlooking the river. The first delighted families moved into the new Knott Memorial Flats in 1939 from slums being cleared in the area. When the Germans threatened Jersey in 1940, Knott Trust decided to leave the island along with thousands of inhabitants. Settling in Newcastle, the trustees swiftly resumed their work of supporting charitable causes, now including many war-related organisations. Prevented by occupation from helping Jersey directly, they instead contributed considerable funds to support evacuated Channel Islanders living temporarily in Britain. After liberation in May 1945, the trustees assessed the situation in Jersey. It was a great relief to find Samurai Manor untouched, the Trust's office intact, and its records securely stored by associate organisations which had remained in the island. By the start of 1946, Knott Trust was back operating from Jersey. During the decades following the war, Knott Trust continued its important philanthropic work in Jersey and the North East, overseen by a changing group of trustees as age caught up with the original appointees. Among its notable contribution during this period was helping to purchase a lifeboat for the small fishing community of Cullercoats, a location where the Knott family once enjoyed seaside escapes. Named the Sir James Knott, the vessel was later preserved and is today displayed in the Yorkshire Museum. Lifeboats aside, the Trust regularly adapted its charitable focus between 1950 and 1990 as society evolved and the community needs changed. The financial approach also shifted somewhat as trustees diversified the investment portfolio to encompass property and land holdings. Among acquisitions was a vast tract of countryside forming part of the Northumberland National Park. From its original use for intensive sheep farming, the Trust has subsequently developed College Valley Estates to become a sustainably managed area of outstanding natural beauty, open to visitors from across the country. In 1990, there was also a significant organisational restructure in response to tax laws presenting an opportunity to retain more income for distribution to good causes. This resulted in a new Knott Trust Newcastle, with a sole focus on funding charitable organisations in the North East. Knott Trust Jersey remained in the island, focused on local good causes, alongside providing funds for more specialised requests arising from the North East and elsewhere. However, while legally separate, the two trusts mutually benefited from a strongly aligned working relationship and a resolutely close level of joint control. Under these arrangements, and still carefully overseen by the latest group of trustees, Knott Trust has been steadily and successfully delivering its founder's philanthropic legacy throughout the years since 1990. Among many highlights from this time has been Knott Trust Jersey's involvement in creating the Jersey Funders Group, an association of organisations dedicated to coordinating and focusing support for local charitable causes. This arrangement especially proved its value during the COVID-19 pandemic as traditional fundraising sources for charities disappeared. With the pandemic over, the Trust could look forward to its centenary year and continuing its important charitable work. In 2024, it expects to donate more than $3 million, distributed among around 500 charitable causes in Jersey and the North East. Solid evidence of remaining true to its founder's philosophy that it is deeds, not words, that count.
Thank you for listening to Temps Passé. This episode was brought to you by Bailiwick Podcasts and the Jersey Evening Post. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts so you don't miss the next episode. And sign up for a digital subscription with the JEP to get access to its rich online archive and learn more about the island's history. Thanks again for listening.